Who you surround yourself with is pretty important. I want to tell you a story about this because this was me 1 or 2 months ago. I was in a restaurant with my friends and we were singing, we were drinking, we were eating, we were having fun. And I got, a couple of drinks and this thought came up with my mind and I'm like looking around myself. And as you can see in this video, it's pretty dark, but I hope you can see. And I'm looking and I'm like, what am I doing here? Like, who am I surrounding myself with? Like, are these people millionaires? Are they successful? Are they, did they did something great? Did they accomplish something great? And I'm looking around and it's mostly like random average people, 9-to-5 folks and their wives and some girls and boys who are basically nobodies. And I'm like, bro, I want to be somebody in life. I've surrounded myself with all these nobodies basically. And how can I propel from a position of being a nobody around nobodies? How can I become somebody? I'm actually losing time here being around these basically broke people, and I'm not accomplishing anything right now. I'm basically losing time and all my night was ruined because of this thought. But this thought, to have this, I think it's healthy, because if you want to be successful, if you don't have these thoughts, how can you be successful? I mean, if you're just, sitting around and drinking and losing your time and you're not feeling guilty, that's a sign that you probably are not going to be successful. But if you're doing those things and you feel actually guilty, you're like, well, why am I doing this? Like, why am I not home right now working on something? Why am I here in this shithole surrounded by nobodies? Well, just wasting my time. And if you have thoughts like this, it's good, because you're probably meant to be something greater than you are right now. And then another thing happened where I was walking with my friend's family. I'm not big of a family guy because my parents are divorced, but I was walking with his family and we were talking, and I'm like, his parents are, just regular folks, 9-to-5 guys. And I literally got brain rot from having this conversation because I'm not that social and I'm not that, communicating with lots of different people, because I'm kind of isolating myself, because I don't want to be in contact with broke people to inherit their way of thinking. And after a long time of not having really that much contact with somebody who is, average, I go to talk with these people and I'm like, well, I see why are you poor. I see they're not poor, but they're middle class. And I'm like, I see why are you in the middle class. And I don't want to be here. And I don't want to have these conversations right now, because this is not going to propel me to where I want to be. I have big ambitions. And when I see these average people who work their 9-to-5s, they're like, oh, well, what can we do about it? It is what it is. 9-to-5, blah, blah, blah. That's depressing and boring for me. And if I live like that, I would rather. So when I am around people like this and I'm actually implementing kind of their way of thinking, is like a virus. It's getting in my brain, and I'm like, from instead of going up, I'm trying to get to their level, and I'm going down actually. And I'm like, well, I'm actually earning more money than these guys' parents who are 50 and I'm 22, and they went through all these universities and diplomas and all these things, and they're like, oh, they're actually happy for me, and I'm happy for them because they're doing good, I guess, for them. But then if I want to propel my life, I can't be surrounded with people like this. Because people like this, their energy is toxic. It's like, it's not toxic in terms of it's gonna make me do something bad, but it's in terms of it's not gonna make me do something good. If you surround yourself with this average 9-to-5, if your parents are the middle class and you're with them basically a lot of the time, you're gonna be having these thoughts of, 10K per month is a lot of money, living in Dubai is unrealistic, having a Ferrari is so much unrealistic, and I don't want to be surrounded with people like this. Literally, I've had people in my life telling me that I'm having a conversation and I'm telling them that I won't be satisfied until I'm making at least $10,000 per month, and they're like, you're crazy, this is a lot of money, and I just don't want to spend time with those people. I literally can't be bothered to breathe the same air as the people who don't want to strive for better, who don't want to do better things and improve, and who just basically want more. Like, how can you be satisfied with your 9-to-5? You're basically getting the same salary that you got 15 years ago, bro. Literally, it made go up, but inflation got up as well. So you're actually earning less money, you're becoming more of a slave, you will not pay out your mortgage, you will not be, satisfied with your retirement plan. You'll basically run out of savings because you're earning so little money, and you will become a slave. The time that you won't be able to fly more than once every 3 years will come sooner than you think, and that you must have an electric car, and if you want to go somewhere and you've polluted so much air of the planet, with the CO2 thing bullshit, and now you can't drive your car, now you can't travel. Oh, you've eaten so much meat. No, well, now you have to eat bugs for the rest of your life because you've polluted so much. But then Taylor Swift can fly, from a Starbucks to her home just because she wanted a latte. So, you understand what I'm saying? I don't want to be the middle class because, it should be like this. It should be like rich, middle class, poor. But actually the middle class, it's going so much to the poor, where now it's basically the middle class is just a pretty shit place to be. If you're the most broke that you've ever been, if you're homeless, the government can't do shit to you. And then if you're rich, the government can't do shit to you, but only the middle class suffers because the middle class pays all the bills, pay all the tax, pay the fucking tickets, pay everything. The rich guys don't do it, the homeless don't do it. So the middle class is the one who are screwed. So I don't want to be the middle class. If you don't want to be the middle class, don't surround yourself with the middle class, because their way of thinking will get you, and you'll think that it's so much unrealistic to accomplish all these great things that you want to accomplish. Just like remember when you were little and somebody asked you what do you want to be, and you were like, oh, I want to be an astronaut, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a fucking F1 racer, I want to be fucking Superman, Spider-Man, and all of a sudden you're grown up and you're just sitting in your home and you're like, oh my god, I can't become anything in this life. Being a doctor is so hard because it requires so much studying. Being an astronaut is like, what? Like, who is an astronaut these days? Like, being Superman, like, how can I fly? And when you were a kid, you had all these big dreams and all these inspirations and everything, and what happened to that? Right now, you're full grown ass man sitting in your home, jerking off, watching your propaganda Netflix type of shit, doing your 9 to 5, basically being a slave to your mortgage, to your pension, to everything. And with this tempo, where are you going, bro? What are you gonna do in life with this kind of tempo? Because when our parents were, in their prime, and when house was like $20,000 and you were earning like $5,000 per year, you could buy like house in like 4 years of working. And right now the same house is $500,000, but you're earning like $30,000 per year. And like, how many years you're gonna work to buy that house? That's why I'm telling you that you need to become financially free. You don't even have to be a multi-millionaire and go and live in Dubai and fly private, but at least you should be free. You should earn a bit more money than the average guy so you can have the freedom, because that's what I'm doing. And I'm comparing my job to all these other normies, jobs, and my job is so much better because I work from home. I work basically 3 hours per day, 4 hours per day maximum. I earn 3 times the average salary that the guys who work 8 hours per day do, and I'm still not satisfied. I still want more. I still want to strive, I want to improve. And when I surround myself with people who don't have the same ambitions and goals and who don't want to propel in life, I just cut it right there. If you need to, just like me, isolate yourself for a bit, if you need to, put in yourself in groups who have like more money and everything, if you can't do it in real life, at least do it, in the online world. If you have to surround yourself with luxury and all these things, do it, just so you can get used to being around this luxury, because that's what's waiting for you. And if you're surrounded by all these Joe Schmoes, most probably you will end up like them. Because the saying, if you're around 5 winners, you will be the 6th winner, and if you're around 5 losers, you will be the 6th loser. So that's what I want to say. just be careful who you surround yourself with, and take care.